Intro. Oh, we're live. Nice one, Gilly. Welcome to Or to Know Better. I'm Karl, and I'm joined by Jay, Smarty, and Gilly.
Right.
We've got good to talk about. So we'll catch you after the intro, yeah?
Hi, this is Don Matteo, and then you are listening to the Or to Know Better podcast. Let's do this.
Jeez, I'm getting the hang of this production crack now. That was all good there. That was nearly seamless.
You're getting up to speed here, Carl.
It's nearly seamless, that, lads. I'm not going to lie. How are you all doing? You well?
Yeah, not bad, actually.
Could be worse.
Could be worse, yeah. Still in the FA
It's
Cup.
a standard reply from Gilly, like, could be worse.
It's as good as it gets. It could be worse.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we'll get straight into it. No, we don't have any predictions because obviously it was the FA Cup, but the fans have to say they went 3-0 leads. Optimistic to say the least, but and
just fine them.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. And then Luke went 2-1 leads, and I went 2-2. So the first week I get a result correct, and we're not even counting it in the league. Fucking bullshit, that, man. That's serious bullshit. It's fucking bollocks, man.
You win some, you lose some, Carl.
Man, I was nearly sure we were doing the cups this year as well. And I was like, fucking get in, 5 points, boom. And no, we're not.
I'd say I'm sorry to disappoint, but I'd hate to be a liar.
Oh, stop it. It's grand. I'll just get it right this weekend. So look, we'll get stuck into the Cardiff game for a little bit. Hi, Hezbollah. Right.
I think that's Luke saying hello to Jay.
Right.
Can't be.
What, Luke making some sort of reference to Jay's height? Never.
Jesus,
In a million
no
years.
way. That never happens.
Can't be.
So look, we'll just chat quickly about Cardiff. Sure, Jay, I'll start with yourself and just tell us what you thought of the performance on Sunday.
Shite in a bucket.
That's one way of calling it out, I guess. Yeah, you'd have to put on the squeaky voice though. That's the only problem to get away with that properly. Like,
He's an idiot, man. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Has he done that? It must have been Smarty.
no, I think that was Smarty. I think that was Luke.
He's not logged in.
Bastards.
It wasn't me.
He's
mate.
not logged in. He'd
Sure,
have
hold
to
on.
be thing.
Yeah. All right. Look, while Jay is sorting out his, I think you should just leave it, Jay. Smarty, did you even see the game
Nice.
on Sunday?
Nope, not even seen the highlights. Don't give a
You haven't even seen the highlights. This is going
Nope.
well. This.
Call yourself a Leeds fan.
Don't care.
Getfucked.com.
It was my birthday and I decided to go and go for a muddy walk instead. I thought,
sound.
yeah, bollocks to it.
Yeah.
In fact, I would ask when I sat down, I went, at Leeds playing in Cup today. And I went, yeah. So I could be out watching it because Leeds are playing in Cup, mate. There's no point.
I'll tell you what, on a day with weather like that, Smarty, that's some dedication. That most people they leave dogging for spring and summer, I think.
I don't know whether we're rain or tears, to be honest with you, Jay. But,
Keeping updated on how it was going, and it wasn't going very well for large portions anyway, So
I happened to look.
I missed
just
the last
happened to
half
look at
hour,
it
didn't I?
when we
So-
were 1-0 down.
Yeah. What are you saying, Jay?
First 15 minutes of podcast.
Yeah. I missed the last half hour.
The best
No.
part, probably.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Literally, as soon as I had to stop watching, we scored, I think.
I think
It's
we all
like-
agreed it was Jay's fault.
Well, the thing is,
right. Close
something
your eyes,
weird's
down the
happening
road
because
anymore, so.
when we played West Ham, as soon as I went down to get a beer, they scored. So it's like a reverse thing. If we're losing, I have to leave. If we're winning, I have to stay.
So, do you remember? I don't know if you remember this, but Bren was in the cheese wedge for the Chelsea game. We beat him 3-0 and he didn't see a single goal.
Yeah, I remember.
No way. How did he manage that? Like,
I do remember that.
He went for a beer missed a goal, and we're like, well, not what's going to happen for the next 5 minutes. I'll go for a smoke.
If that's what you're going to do during a game, you deserve it, don't you? You deserved it.
Yeah.
If you're going
And
for
then I think
beer,
the third goal, he went for the piss. Yeah, I agree.
No.
I agree. It's unforgivable. Stay
No
in
more
stands
tickets
until
for Brent.
half-time.
Yeah, no more tickets for Brent.
No.
So,
But to
Jay,
go
give
back
us
to
a
what you asked
rundown
me.
of the first half then, man. What did you, like, that's probably, like, you could get an Orton bitter out of this bit from you, I'd say, but sure, go for it anyway and see what
Absolutely
happens.
diabolical, mate. Absolutely diabolical. I don't understand how we turn up and play like that. I mean, the team that got promoted that were pissed played better than that.
Yeah.
And they would have hammered them yesterday. They absolutely would have hammered them yesterday, Sunday. It's just poor, and you expect people to be going into cup games to try to stake a claim for a place and stuff like that, and nobody covered themselves in any glory. Strike looks shite. He looked like he's forgotten how to play centre back now because he's played at left back for too long. And I felt a little bit sorry for him because I said on B&C, but Melier would have come for that ball for me, and he got away with it. But it was still poor. It was still his fault. But I think that we'd have got away with it with Melier in goal. We didn't seem to have any fight in us. We didn't seem to have any coordination. They just looked like strangers. And again, you're watching it and thinking, what exactly is the system supposed to be doing here? Because
are you talking about
whatever
Cardiff or just any single game throughout the season?
Well, you could apply it to any game, Smarty. That's the problem. It's changed the tactics allegedly, but nothing looks any different.
Like, I put a lot of what happened on Sunday down to lack of communication. There didn't seem to be anyone talking at the back. Like, I think we could have avoided that first goal if there was better communication between Llorente and Strike. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to pass the buck or anything like that, but I just feel like there wasn't someone on the pitch who could be that leader that we needed to start, shouting at players and kind of be like, geeing them up. And when they're, misplaced pass, get over, give them a dig, say, come on, get the head in the game.
Yeah.
There was no one like that on the pitch. And I feel like we did miss Tyler Adams an awful lot because he seems to be getting a lot more.
Cooper didn't play.
Cooper didn't play, and Adams didn't play.
I'm just having a look at lineup now.
If you remember back to previous game, Adams ripped the shit out of Bill for not doing what he wanted him to do. Absolutely gave him some stick. And Bill just had to take it because he was right. But Adams is not shy. Cooper's the leader in the back, but Adams is a leader as well. And we were without either of them. So it was a fairly major change. I really, really wanted Strike to do well.
Yeah.
And he just didn't. And you can't get away from it. He just didn't. Yeah. Fortunately, he's got credit in the bank because he's played well so far this season. And it was, Jay made the point, and I think we had some points in the comments that agreed with it about he's played left back and switching back in and just expecting him to be able to be at the same level is maybe a little bit unfair. But we do need players that can adapt, that can play with that adaptability. We absolutely need that. I think it's a little unfair, and we did mention his name on the B&C. I think it's a little unfair to say nobody played well because I think JB didn't do himself any harm. I think out of that first half, he was the only one that really looked like anything. I asked Jay towards the end of the podcast who do we think state to claim, and to be fair, the equaliser meant that an 18-year-old lad up front's not done himself any harm. That doesn't mean he's pushing for a start when you look at the impact that Rodrigo had. But I think JB, he didn't do himself any harm. Now, whether that puts himself ahead of Rocker if he's in against Adams or not, alongside, should I say, is a different matter. But I think I was really disappointed when Calvin went because it looked like he was leaving a big hole inside. He's barely played, and Adams is Adams is Adams. I love him. I think he's brilliant. But we'd not seen him play when Calvin went, and then Jay became the other way at the same time. I don't even think it was part of the same deal, was it? It was just, I think it was 5 million or something we paid for him, and you're thinking, is that just a sweetener because we'll be able to sell him for 10 million or something at some point? Yeah, he looks like he's something special. He's strong, he's quick, he's got a turn on him, he's got a touch on him. He looks pretty good. He's got to improve his range of passing, but I don't think he's did himself any harm.
He's very confident on the ball. When he gets it, he's not afraid to kind of, if he has his back to goal, he'll turn as quickly and go at players as But I think, like you were saying, he wasn't afraid to pick a pass on Sunday.
Yeah.
He was trying, but like you said, it's something that could definitely be worked on. But it's a part of his game that is going to get done fairly soon, and I think
What was that all about?
I've just noticed what fucking some gobshite's done to me name there.
We've all been done over here.
Yeah.
In the mouth.
So yeah.
Unbelievable.
Grey in the mouth and wow.
Is that him? How's he doing that without logging into the studio?
Or
is it you?
Me? I didn't even realise.
I think Smarty's very quiet there. That's the fucking issue. Like, he's just sitting there and he's like, I saw you grin. And I was like,
No,
who's done that?
It's Smart in a scum shirt. It's a fucking lead shirt, you silly cunt.
No, it looks like
Whoa.
some shit.
Yeah.
I said the word.
Did you?
No one heard it, luckily.
Hang on,
I
the
think
C word or the U word?
Oh, the C word.
Oh, okay. That's more acceptable.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We
I
don't
burned
want
myself
that.
to the stake.
We don't want that other word.
I'm still last man standing on that one.
There you are.
Have you not done it? Have you seriously not said that?
No. Absolutely
No.
not.
We'll go on to the second half with the subs that came
Yay.
on. Werber, whatever his bleeding name.
Go on,
is.
Smart. You give us your input on the second half.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't
We were
watch it.
better.
Go on, Jay. You give us your. Oh no, hang on a minute.
So, Gilly, I'll go to you, man.
I think that's for the best.
What did you? Do you think he should have made the subs at half time and not waited the 15 or 20 minutes to start making them? I think he should have done them all at half time.
I think there's an argument that says that, although hindsight being 2020 comes into it. I think Ali McCoist was talking about that just after kickoff, and he was saying, there's an argument that says you give the players that have got themselves into that position an opportunity to get themselves out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's some validity to that. You look at the lineup, you look at the side, and you look at the amount of exposure they've had to Premier League football, and they should have been able to beat the side in front of them. So there's definitely an argument to say they were given an opportunity to get themselves out of a position that they'd put themselves in. So I'm not sure half time would have been right on that basis. I think he started making the changes around 55. Which normally, if you don't make them at halftime, you normally see them starting to be made at 60 minutes, don't you? So it wasn't too late into the second half that we started making those changes, and I think the changes that we made, they were pretty good. They were impactful, weren't they?
Yeah, I thought so as well. And I'll be honest with you, when is it Werber? How are we pronouncing that? What's the beef?
We think it's I said it was Verber beforehand, and I think that was what the coverage went with at the weekend.
Right, okay,
Can we not go full Yorkshire and call him Wobber?
Yeah, we could do
allowed?
that. Yeah, maybe.
If you want.
Do whatever you want,
Still
man.
still an effort from Wobber.
So when Wobber came on, I was expecting him to either go left back or at least centre back or something like. But he showed up as in the holding midfield role, and he actually did very well, in my opinion. I thought he was tough on the ball. He was giving people shit from the get go, which I quite liked. It shows.
And then put a stonking challenge in, which
on
was
the wing
very
then.
appreciated. Yeah.
Ali McCoist even pointed that out. He was like, it's nothing like a good hard tackle to get the fans.
And he
going.
got booked. Don't mind that.
No,
absolutely don't mind that. Sometimes that's what it needs is somebody put in a big challenge and go, come on, lads, if I can do that, you get yourself stuck in. I absolutely, I didn't mind that.
Yeah, one of the things I'd like to see us maybe concentrating on in training perhaps would be our finishing. Poor old
Just not mentioned that before.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was all about the passing previously. That road seems to be running, river seems to be running dry there now, so I won't go there again. But yeah, I thought, what's his name? That Joseph, is it up front? He was very very unlucky. With the cutback that came to him, it was kind of behind him, and he was kind of over the ball, but. I think he still should have finished it. To be fair, like
at least get it on target from there.
Yeah. You're 6 yards out. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
But there were several of them. You look at the scoreline and you look at the fact that we were 2-0 down, and you think, shit, our balance. We're lucky to get a draw out of that. In first half, I think both of them, strikes might have been in second half, but we had Nonto missed a header. He put that over from inside the 6-yard box. Strike missed a header from inside the 6-yard box. Joseph missed it did come to him pretty quickly, and it was slightly behind him, but still, he's advanced of the penalty spot towards the goal, and he's blazed it over. We missed some properly gilt-edged chances, you talk about a player being unlucky, but Firpo should have come out of that game with a goal and an assist. 100% should have come out of that game with a goal and assist.
Yeah,
so Smarty would have seen it, but the red card came from. I mean, it were a corking save. Absolutely
corking. Cracking save.
Yeah, I've seen a clip.
Just a shame you want keeper.
I don't know who to put in net now if keeper goes off or like that.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he'll be banned for a while because he did legitimately steal a goal.
He did.
Yeah. I thought, just going back to Firpo, Gilly, I thought he, when we started getting more on top and his defensive duties didn't need as much attention, I thought he was quite good getting forward. And even when the ball was turned over, he was genuinely looked like he was breaking his bollocks to get back and try and cover. There was none of this. Yeah, there was none of this like we've seen previously where he loses it maybe far up the field and he'll try and rely on someone else to kind of come back in and cover him. He did put in the yards, and you have to give him a bit of credit for that, I think. I don't know what everyone else thinks about Firpo at the moment, but I think, look, we have him here. We have to kind of, if he comes in, you have to support him, I guess. Like, even though it's kind of, if people are still willing to put him back Jesse, then like, you know what I mean?
You have to.
Kind of have to.
I mean, even if you nice if you had a while he's got our shirt on. It is nice to while he's got our shirt on. But
there's a few of them that I'd like to see do a conga over the Rainbow Bridge, if I'm totally honest with you. I'm just being brutally honest.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, that's fair.
Are you all right, Smarty?
Yeah, I was going to ask, man. Yeah. Well,
this one's going to really annoy Luke.
Right.
In as much as he thought the drama did well, and I really don't. You look back, and he the front man with every single cross. He didn't pick a pass particularly well. Gave the ball away a couple of times, and they didn't have any of the ball. He presented it to them, but we wanted it straight back off them. They were just in defensive mode, so he didn't have any defending to do to show that he could. To be fair to him, we just had the ball, but when it went to him, we lost it. And I thought he had a really poor showing. Maybe.
Just shithouse him.
He got over half an hour.
Yeah.
That's what, sorry?
He got over half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I don't think he did badly. Like, I think
but he did replace Rasmus. So
yeah, and I thought his first touch, man, in that first half was absolutely fucking shocking. I couldn't get over it. There was a few, like Jabby put a few balls out to him, and if he had taken a first touch at all, he was in and behind the fullback every time. And I don't know how he fucked it up 3 or 4 times, but Jesus, I think him and Aronson, I think they need just a spell out of the team to take the pressure off and just fucking play either Drama or Ailing at right back and play someone else in that 10 role, maybe Nanto in behind Rodrigo just for a game or two. Because Aronson's had the last couple of games have been his worst performances for us, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's come off the boil.
Yeah, and he can't really come out and say it's because he's been, overplayed or anything like that. He wasn't exactly getting overplayed at the World Cup. He was getting 20 minutes here and, this and that.
No, that was what we'd said to him, actually. We needed to give him a little bit of time to get back up to speed because he'd not played, whereas Adams had played and then we're straight back up to speed. But I mean, he's so lightweight. He really
Yeah.
is. And if it's just that sides have just seen that, you know, if you get physical with him, the impact that he has on the game is diminished, then he's got to find a way to overcome that, hasn't
I think so, yeah. And I think if he just, I feel if he hits the gym as hard as he hits the floor when he's getting knocked off the ball, then I think he'll be a right little player. He just needs to toughen up. Like if he had the physique that Joffe has, man, he'd be unstoppable. Like
He's more effective on wing as well, isn't he? I think.
But see, the thing is, we're looking at him going, yeah, he's definitely more effective on the wing. It's just because he's a little bit more tricky than some of the others, and he can cut inside. But then we just go fucking narrow anyway. But that's another story. So look,
sorry, just one thing. Didn't Cardiff? They didn't play the proper team, did they? They had like a team reserves out as well, didn't they?
I think there was they had 5 of their first team out, something around that.
Hadn't they not scored for 4 games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
but I don't think that. Yeah, so there were a couple of players that came on that took the armband, which you think, well, okay, well, they would have normally started a league game then. But other than that, I think any changes they were forced into, much as we were.
Yeah, they apparently had a lot of injuries. Like Rasmus must be our third choice after the Cardiff game.
Do people really rate Drama that highly that Rasmus has dropped to third? Because from whatever
I don't think that's rating Drama. I think that's just thinking Rasmus isn't good enough.
Yeah. I've not seen anything from Drama. Who's in front of him? Made him really stand out.
Bill's number one by a long shot for me.
Oh yeah. I've just seen a few bits on Twitter and stuff over the last couple of days and stuff saying, oh yeah, he played really well and he should be a starter for us and this kind of. I thought whenever I've seen him play for us, he's been very, very poor.
He's been very average. There's clearly talent there because it wouldn't be so highly regarded if there wasn't. But
no.
First team.
Well, team's full of talent in it, really.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
You've got to have a certain level about you to be a professional footballer. End of the day.
Some might be over the hill, as Karl would say, and some probably need moving on into other places.
To the glue factory. Some more than others.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, look, we've gone on about that long enough now, I think. So, Smarty, I'm going to come over to you now in a sec.
Ooh.
If this thing were
Twitter poll results.
That was great. It went.
So, Smarty, over to you for the old poll results, please.
Thank you, Carlos. Each week, we ask the listeners to choose the main subject of the pod via the poll on our Twitter. This week's options were: so where's the money coming from? Wober, possibly Rutter, is it enough? Do we care more about the cup than we first thought? And will Meslier become France's number 1? See what I did there? Nice that.
I see.
Number 1. Heavy cupping came last. Shouldn't do, the dickhead came third. Wobber and out came second. And a pot to piss in was this week's winner. So where's our money coming from? To be quite honest, I think we could probably mix it in with with the transfers as well, because there's rumours about Rutter. I don't know if it's absolutely 100% nailed on. I know a lot of people have been looking at the airport sky scanners and all that sort of stuff and tracking planes left, right and centre. Yeah. He's supposed to be doing a miracle. He wants to be doing a miracle.
That's what we're hoping for.
Telling you, yeah.
Please do a miracle. He's supposed to be doing a medical if he hasn't already done one. But we can talk about who potentially else is going to be joining our transfer list. But so where's the money coming from, chaps? As Rad's gone and robbed a bank? Have we got any more?
I reckon now this takeover's more official in that they've signed this agreement that it has to be done by a certain date. I think there's probably been a few words said, and it's probably been made very clear to him that he's going to get significantly less money if Leeds go down. So I would imagine 100 million, 200 million, that'd motivate a man.
Yeah, I think so.
I'd like to think that the 49ers have walked into Rad's office. Like when you see in like films and like gangster films, and one of them's always got a cigar cutter, haven't they? Always. Just walked right up to Rad and said, "Listen here, you shit house. You're going to get fucking chippity chopped if you don't start spending some brass."
Why is it that Why is it that they've always got the pinky out when they're pointing at him, though?
I don't know.
They always do, though, don't they? It's not like that. It is like that.
There's usually a ring. There's usually a ring there as well. Like,
Yeah. That's
Pinky
right.
ring.
Yeah.
I totally off topic. Has anyone watched the King of the Tulsa King yet?
No.
No, I haven't had a chance yet.
Class.
I'm gonna.
But anyway,
Get back to the subject, Carl.
yeah, get back to the subject there. Sorry,
Stop digressing.
Stop digressing. I will. I promise. So yeah, I think I'd like to imagine something of that kind of scenario happening, Smarty. I'm not going to lie.
What? He's robbed a bank. Or they've gone in with a cigar cutter.
They've gone in with the cigar cutter. Sounds more fucking appealing. Like, but I don't think that.
Someone's going to have to get banned from these.
I mean, that's a bit naughty. That is a bit naughty. Calling somebody a Tory. I mean, there's things that we can put up with on this show, but that's
banning
that's
territory, is that, mate? I'm sorry, Bandy.
Yeah,
You might have to issue a formal apology there.
That's heavy.
Bandy by name, bandy by nature. If it's not careful.
Absolutely.
I think to come back to the question asked.
Yeah.
Just do we think there might be an element of the 49ers finally going, look, you put up some money and we'll do the same? Because there has to be, the people that we're talking about, they're not stupid. They've all made significant amounts of money. Rad's sold his sporting rights or media company, whatever it was, 11 Sports. He sold that for a fair amount. The 49ers investment company includes billionaires. We're not talking about people that don't know what they're doing when it comes to business. And we can all see that there is a we can all see, sorry, in the comments, but anybody listening on the audio pod, there's some comments going off at the moment. we can all see that we all knew immediately how stupid it was to say that it would be impossible that we'd be in relegation battle this season. And there's no way that you can allow it to get towards the end of the season and there's be at risk of that. One, for the egg on his face that he'll have if that's the case, and it'll just get thrown back at him, which we all saw immediately on it happening. But two, the potential impact that it has to the value of the asset that he holds. So I think that he might well have gone to them. They might have come to him. Whatever it is, it feels very much, if we do end up spending any money, because at the moment, I think we're just about breaking even on player sales versus players bought in the summer and in this window. We've not spent that money yet, but we are talking about proper sums of money. So if we end up spending that money, I think that's probably because they've gone, look, we'll put 40 in, you put 60 in, and then we'll protect our asset.
There is another possibility. It's possible that one side has been locked into a price regardless of what happens. Because we don't know. So
why would that produce money now?
So if say the 49ers were told it's going to be 400 million even if we go down, and they've agreed to that, they might then be motivated to put the money up to get a
but
forward.
I think it's an option to buy. I don't think it's an obligation to buy.
Well, I don't know. None of us really know, do we? That's what I'm saying.
So
it's
it would harm their investment that they've already made if we were to go down. But I don't think there'd be an obligation to buy at 400 million.
But on the flip side, they might have told
they certainly wouldn't agree to it before.
You're only getting 200 million if it goes down, and that's got him going. It could be either. Or they could have met in the middle, like you say. We just don't know.
I think Michael Brown's being really, really positive about our board there. And giving him a lot of credit.
So for those on the audio, Michael Brown has said, I think the board have been clever in this window by keeping the mouth shut about possible targets to stay ahead of rivals and keeping the amount of money they have to spend close to their chest. That like there's a big box of straws, Michael, there, and you just keep clutching, man. Keep clutching.
You'd like to think that the board have learnt the lesson, wouldn't you? After the last few transfer sagas that we've had and no purchases to do with January windows for Christ knows how long, you'd think that at some point the penny will drop and the thought, I best give the team a fighting chance at least to stay up this season because we don't really want to go down to the Championship again. So let's spend some brass.
Yeah, it's mad because it kind of brings the whole did Marcelo want players or not, and was the board prepared to pay money? Like, you know what I mean? So it kind of puts that into perspective.
Best just clarify because we are an international pod. Brass in Yorkshire means money. Just an FYI.
Yeah. yeah.
There'll be Americans thinking, "What the fuck is brass?"
Well, isn't a brass a hooker, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah,
I don't know.
there you
It's
go.
not here.
Yeah. I
That's
think
a
that's
good
what it is in
point.
America.
You two would know.
Yeah.
Dirty gets.
I don't. Well, here, look. We'll that's a conversation for off air. But Gilly knows.
That's it. You lads share your tips.
Yeah, look, I think they're both kind of. You're all kind of right in what you're saying. I think maybe they have kind of all just gone together and gone, look, we need to put money into this because it's not going to get any better if we don't. Either that or the 49ers have gone, just fuck off, Reds. We just pay for shit now and we'll buy it again and we'll buy it in the summer and we'll keep us up. You've done whatever. It's a difficult one because we don't know who the fuck is up, like who's calling the shots. Because Rads has never gone and bought it in the January window, like you said, Gilly. So what's with the massive change of heart here now? You know?
Yeah. It's you look at the pattern of behaviour. The last time we actually spent any money, when you look at the amount that we were making as a club in terms of revenues, was Forshaw and Roberts in the same window in January. Other than that, the big signings, I mean, Strike, but he came in as a youth player at that point. So although he's in the first team now, he wasn't signed as a first team player at the point. So the only major signing we've made since that point, since that window, was Kiko on a free.
And that turned out well.
Yeah. Well,
so this is not a window that's been kind to us.
He did initially, yeah.
They were better than that frigging dipstick peacock fucking dipstick.
Popping on wrists.
Do you know what I think is funny? So I think it's funny. All this talk about, it's an awkward window, January, it's very hard to get anything done. Weird though it's not when you're actually prepared to spend some money.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Funny that, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's shocking how different it is.
Well, like there in his belittling notes saying, it's a buyer's, so it's a seller's market as the January transfer window.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
When you say, Gilly, that Kiko was our last January sign, technically, after the Court of Arbitration ruled in favour of Red Bull Salzburg, JKA was our last January signing.
I did say major, and I was talking about impact of the first team.
All right, not as in major fuck up of a signing. Yeah. I get you. I'm sorry.
People that made it influence, because like I said, we did sign Strike. That was a great signing. It's turned out a great signing. We'd be able to sell him for a lot more than he cost us. But yeah, if you look at the people that have come into the first team, it's been Pascal, it's been Kiko, and you're going back to Forshaw and Roberts in the same window. Before that. So just the other point, there's a couple of points. So Stephen early on in the comments asked about Cresswell. There's other interest in the championship for Cresswell. It looks like we might recall him and then send him out to a different club to get him a few more minutes. There's a lot of talk about Joffrey potentially going out on loan as well. I think that's probably predicated on us signing a new forward. I think
there was talk of Swansea, wasn't there?
Well, you look at what's happened. You said yourself, Perkins has not done himself any harm. Has Perkins got in front of him? Greenwood's playing all right. He's playing in a deeper role, but if he's needed, he'll move forward, and he's got that in his locker. You look at where Joffrey was last season, and his star were really rising, and you look at where he is now, and it doesn't look like, to quote Bandy, the fish-eyed fool really rates him. He doesn't appear to think that he's going to have the influence he needs into having games. When your main striker is out, and Rodrigo, fair play to him, is scoring goals, but when he's rested or when he's got a niggle or whatever else, you want a youth player that's fit and ready to come in and have an influence, and it doesn't appear that Marsh sees that in him.
I made a comment on Twitter there about it's hard to judge how Joffrey's progress is going at the moment, because whenever he's been playing, he's like it's same as Rodrigo, but Rodrigo's got that little bit more experience in how to deal with playing different styles of games and stuff. But Joffrey's just feeding off scraps. Like, he didn't have one solid kind of phase of play where he was able to get into a position to score. It was either leathered at him and he didn't control it, or there was no consistency in our style of play help him out in any way, I thought, on Sunday. And it did look like he was stifling his progress in the way that he was playing. But it can't always be down to the player. It has to be down to the team around him to get him into positions to be able to score. Like, he was making runs off the ball. He was taking the ball on with his back to goal, trying to do the Bamford thing a bit here and there.
Dropped deep as well, didn't he?
Yeah. So, like, you're right in what you're saying. His progress does seem to have kind of stopped a little bit, but that's down to not understanding how he needs to adapt to that style of game or that kind of scrap when it's going to be that kind of game. You know what I mean? So as he gets older, like Rodrigo came on and he knows what to do in that kind of game.
Yeah. But that was the point I was just about to make, is you had Sonny Perkins and you had Joseph as well, that had come on, that had not been in that first half, that were a bit purgatory, and it was difficult, and the young lads were getting kicked about, as you would if you were Cardiff. I'm not really knocking them for that. You try and stay within the bounds of the rules, but you old man them. That's what you do when there's young lads that are quicker than you. You old man and you give them a kick. You lean on them. You use your strength. You use your experience. But the other lads had Rodrigo, and he definitely made a difference to our attacking line when he came on. So they were playing alongside Rodrigo, that were making the runs, getting the ball. And, he came on, he made a difference. Obviously, he got his goal. Missed a penalty, unfortunately, but he did make a difference, and it looked a lot more fluid in attack. Yeah, but Joffrey went off for that to happen.
Yeah.
So he didn't get that same opportunity as the other young lads.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Sorry,
more experienced players around him in Rodrigo, and then he had Warburg come on. So them younger lads like Perkins and Joseph that came on, they had more opportunities to get on the ball. In different, like, it seemed more structured when we were going forward, when we were on top, and they went down to 10 men. So there was more.
And let's not forget the fitness as well. So I think it were 80 minutes. They went down to 10 men. But the fitness is always going to tell. We are a better side than them. We are a more fit side than them. You would pretty much guarantee that. And I think opportunities towards the end of the game were always going to come.
Yeah.
So Joffrey's actually done all of the running and all of the work to set that up to be a possibility, because he's done all of that, all of the hard yards earlier in the game. So I do feel for him a little bit. Yeah, I do feel for him a little bit there.
Yeah.
Why would you keep giving him a minute at the end of a game? What's the point of that?
I don't think there's any value to that. I think it's all well and good him having a one alongside his name to say that he got an appearance on that day, but in the fullness of time, a young lad's going to look back at that and go, well, what's the value in that?
Yeah, to me, it's just going to frustrate him further, because he can't get into the game. He can't do anything. It's all just for nothing. You get to run on pitch for a minute, and then game finishes. You don't get a chance to do it. You're not involved. You don't feel like you were a part of that match. So is he hoping that's going to keep him satisfied, or is he just?
I don't think so. I think you're right. I think
number of appearances, and he's technically fulfilling them.
Yeah,
but I think you're right. I think that's going to frustrate more than that.
I think so. It'd wind me up to fuck that. I'd just be like, well, how am I supposed to show what I can do and stake a claim for a place if I don't get to play? And then you've got other guys you bring in through in front of me now.
For 2 minutes a game.
I was in the first team squad before they were. Why have I slipped down the order? I'd want to know what's going on.
Yeah. Do you think with the likes of this, you were saying earlier that he could move on. We were talking, say, Swansea were in from, like, if this other Swedish lad comes in from Coventry as well, like where does that leave? Like that could.
You're not going to attempt his name, Karl.
I did it the last night and I got it spot on. I haven't it wrote down tonight, so I'm not chancing it. Like,
I know they told you that you got it spot on.
Honest to God, right? I was watching the Coventry game, and I was listening out for how you pronounce his name, and I didn't do too badly. No, you can all fuck off. So, where do you think it leaves the likes of Greenwood, Nanto, all these young lads that are now coming through? Obviously we bought Nanto; he's pretty much a starter now. But like, if that Swedish lad comes in, where does that leave Greenwood then? Because that puts him down the pecking order. Do we look at?
I don't think it does. No, I don't think it does.
You're not going to spend the money on this lad if you're going to.
But he's not playing Greenwood as a forward.
But
exactly what I was going to say.
You know, Greenwood came in when he first started playing for us. Came in more as a 10, with Joffrey playing more as a 9. And since then, all he's done is drop back. He's dropped back to 8, and then he was pretty much playing 4 that week.
About to say, he replaced Rocker over the week, did he?
Isn't it just a weird coincidence that Click's gone? Greenwood's been recently drawn into a much deeper role. And then we're told that we're told that there won't be a replacement for Click. It sounds like this has been in the works a while to me. And
maybe so.
Just decided
I don't know. I mean,
we're not going to replace him.
Again, a lot of it's rumours, but Unai's been strongly linked with us, and I know you can't set too much store by somebody showing in a World Cup, and he'd not been quite at that level.
Is he the Moroccan?
Angers is at, yeah. Is it Angers is at, right. Which is, you know, Liga. He doesn't play he did have a dynamite World Cup. He played really well in the World Cup. But, you know, you've got to take that with a bit of a pinch of salt. But, you know, he is that sort of midfielder that's got the running, got the legs, will get about the pitch. So you think, maybe we are signing a replacement. But ultimately, that could be nothing other than agent talk. Just looking to bump up a price.
Could be.
You don't know until you see him in kit. And even then when you see him in kit, we've seen with Dan James, that's not a guarantee. might have to pay 4 times that agreed value to get him 2 seasons later.
Christ.
I've just seen Luke mention in the comments about Archie Gray being Click's potential replacement. Now he's a cracking player, Archie Gray, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him come back into the team. Actually, do we know how far away he is from coming back into the team?
Didn't he get another follow-up injury? I think that only came out a week or two ago. I think he had it might have been a foot injury and then an ankle, or an ankle injury and then a foot. But I think that he's had a bit of I think he's had a bit of a setback. Now, whether that's only a minor thing or not, I don't know. But I think it's put him. He's not been at a train again, so that'll be a while. Equally, you know, although you look at him, you look at his physicality, and he's not built like a schoolboy. He still is one. So I'd hate for Marsh to think that he's going to be able to replace a first team regular with an actual school kid that couldn't get changed with the grown-ups.
I think that'd be unforgivable.
That won't be fair on him. You know, we talked again on the BNC. We talked about, was it last week's pod? Oh no, can't have been. I went on it about the way that they handled Foden at Man City, and the fact that they knew that he was a dynamite player, and you know what they didn't do was just blood him and go, well, if you're good enough, you're old enough. They handled him really well, and now he looks like, you know, he could walk into just about any side in the world. I'm not saying that it's exactly the same, but you've got to avoid just putting that amount of pressure on a young man that you know that could break him.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It is like, even though we've got some very talented young players in the academy, it's important that, like, Jesse seems like he did it with Tyler, didn't he? He brought him in at 16 into New York Red Bulls, put him in midfield, made him captain at bleeding 19 or something like that. So that's the one fear that I have, that he's going to just whack all that. Like, we're saying it here now that he shouldn't put that pressure on Archie Gray, but then he's done it to other players. And
how old is Archie Gray now?
16,
17. Is he 16 still?
How old were Howson when he were made captain?
Well, he was 20.
Obviously it wasn't 16, 17, but it was you know exposed.
Yeah,
to
but
fairly,
we were in League One.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
The pressure's different.
But League One's full of horrible blokes in it, wanting to kick lumps. Yeah,
different context, you know. And you are right. And you know, it was still a big thing for a young man to get. He's the captaincy at Leeds United. It was still a big thing, but the pressure that they're on week in, week out now is you know, it's a big deal.
It is heavy, like, at the moment. You know what I mean?
And they won't play in front of a sold-out Ellen Road every week in League One either.
No, definitely.
Yeah, and the one having to play against Man City, and you know, facing up to the fact that the fans think it's going to be a cricket score every week. You know, we were the big fish, and that's a different context as well.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, lads. Shall we move on to the Villa game? Do we have any banner for that? Do we? It was all going so well there for a while.
Have you made yourself a sparkly banner?
I don't know. I'm just wondering. You know,
he's looking for a video that doesn't exist, the poor lad.
That's all right. That'll do. So on to Villa. Anyone going?
Did you want to run an advert or anything?
I thought we were going to come out with a fancy sash you'd made at work or something like that.
You never know what Carl's going to do.
CBD are a family company with a local shop feel and exist to continue to promote the obvious and immediate benefits of CBD products while keeping the cost to you, the consumer, as low as possible. You'll find multiple flavours available on our site, answers to frequently asked questions and suggestions on what is right for you, as well as a web form for you to get in touch. There's free delivery on orders over £50, and don't forget to use the AutoKnowBetter discount code of OKB10 for 10% discount of all products. Lastly, a portion of all profits will be donated to mental health charities.
There you go, Jay. Did I surprise you there with that one?
You did, mate, yeah?
Cool.
I didn't see it coming.
Yeah. Sound. Great company, that. Sound, yeah. So, look, we go on to Villa. Anybody going to the Villa game?
I missed the tickets going on sale, so I'm not, unfortunately.
Same as. Smarty, you're not off to the caravan or anything, are you?
No. I'm not a jippo for another few months yet.
will you be actually watching the game on Friday evening, will you?
Yeah, well, yeah.
He's going to go for a walk.
Yeah.
Matters. I might not watch it all. You know, I might
Get out there and sort out your bush.
Go 1-0 down.
Come on, muddy dogging.
Yeah, that's it. Muddy dogging, yeah. How do you think it's going to go, Smart?
I think we're going to lose.
So we're doing predictions after we talk about Villa. Enlighten us as to why you think that's going to happen.
Fucking hell, because we're shit.
Okay, that'll do. Short and sweet.
You know what happened to them at weekend?
Well, they got dumped out by Stevenage, didn't they? But he wouldn't have known that because he's been out.
Oh no, that's true. He didn't watch any football at weekend.
No, don't do football, mate.
Stevenage. So Dendonka fouled a man on the outside of the box and then just carried on kicking him all the way into the box and then got sent off. Yeah. He scored the penalty and then they got a winner in injury time. It was ace.
Did you see that winner, man? It's right at the near post. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
That was a good finish.
Yeah, so that was an interesting one. But yeah, they got beat at home by Stevenage. Steve Evans is Stevenage, by the way.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, yeah.
I was just going to say that. Former manager.
I saw a clip of him going like that to the crowd. like he was new to us at South Stand. What a guy.
Oh, man. When he turned up with that sombrero, fucking hell. On the
that was last game of season, wasn't it? With Rotherham at home, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they were safe. They'd not been relegated. And he came in chuffing with full gear on, didn't he? Yeah, I mean, a hell of a chuffing blanket, that, like. You know, come out with sombrero and all that sort of stuff, bottle of Corona in his hand. Like, fair play. Obviously, don't shout at that.
He knows how to have the crack anyway. That's the main thing. So going off, do you think are they going to be like, oh, we need to bounce back? No, blah blah blah. Like
we need to bounce back as well.
Well,
we need to bounce. We need to bounce somewhere.
Wait, I was just going forward would be nice.
Yeah.
You know, I just think it's going to be a tough one down there. I think Emery, apart from the Stevenage game, they've actually been playing okay. Watched one or two of their games, and he's starting to get a bit of an old run with them and a bit of rhythm into the style of play and everything that they're going with. So I personally think it's going to be a tough one.
Carl, would you say that their manager has a clear philosophy?
I would say their manager coaches them in phases of play, shooting.
Would you say that their manager is better than our manager?
Passing,
shooting, substitutions.
Timing. Clearly not shouting at the bench so that the crowd can fucking hear them.
They're so scared.
They're so scared. Why are they so scared? It's because you're not coaching.
Stephen's right. Stephen is right, though. Remember that Villa playing again, kicking lumps out of Gray? We owe them for pre-season.
Never forget.
That's kind of why I was hoping that Gray might have been coming back so I could just return the favour and smash the little shit.
Yeah, I would not be upset if somebody snapped him.
I think
he's a good player, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. But I think the one for me is I think a lot of it is if you stop Coutinho playing, you stop a lot of what they can do. And sides have recently been doing that. I mean, in that Stevenage game, he just was not interested at all. And they were at home. It's not like they were playing it.
Not as well.
Yeah, and it's not like they were playing at a little side, windswept, boggy. They were at home. You want in this that had 3 weeks since they've cut grass and it's all muddy and boggy and whatever else. And
he does look like an extra from Lord of the Rings. To be fair, like a little orc. Send him back to Mordor.
No,
yeah,
clearly not.
So I think
only in your dreams, pal.
Sorry, Jay.
All good, mate. So good.
I think there's ways that you can get at Villa, but they are ahead of us in terms of being in the Premier League and the amount of money that they spent on their squad. But I don't know. I've got a good feeling about it. I don't get good feelings about these games at the moment, but I've got a good feeling about it this week.
Yeah, but what's giving you that good feeling?
Mentioned. Yeah, on
I don't know.
grounds?
I've absolutely no idea.
Need to justify this good feeling now because you're leading a lot of people down a fucking dangerous path.
Right. I'll tell you why. Because Cooper and Adams are going to be back inside, and Melier.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Cooper can.
That's a fair point.
If he wants.
Yeah, no.
We'll be able to watch some absolutely fantastic play from out of the back. We'll show
I'm just so looking forward to that left back we signed playing defensive midfield again. So I can't wait.
That's a good point, Jay. If he does start Ferber, who goes into the middle?
I don't think he does. I think he starts.
Is he a centre back or is he a left back?
He's a centre back that's been playing left back, just like Strike.
He's a holding midfielder.
Will he be playing left back for us or will he be playing in centre? I don't know. I'm confused. It don't take a lot to confuse me, really.
For
the life of me, I can't figure it out.
He's been playing left wing, hasn't he, Jay?
Yeah, basically.
He's pretty much
Firpo plays right wing.
I saw
Firpo used to play right wing when it under Bielsa. It fucked off.
It showed Weber's movement on the left. It was good for a left back, to be fair. It was all right. So I've got more confidence in him than maybe Strike as a left back, although I'm going to say he's done a solid job. So
bastard.
Defensively, Strike's been sound. It's been in attack. He's not quick enough, and I think he'd probably be one at first to say that. And his crossing's not as good as some players. So
overlaps and stuff are not his thing.
But he's a centre back, so that's quite fair.
Yeah, I'd like to see him maybe start getting a bit of a run in the side at centre back.
Not if he plays like that again.
Well, look, like Gilly said earlier,
he does have some credit.
You can understand why it was like that as well, because he's played out wide all season, and he's just all of a sudden been thrown back into it, and it's like, just do your job. And it's
which was originally the point that I made on B&C, which you'd know if you watched.
Busy making sashes.
That's right.
Making what?
And making hen do sashes and shit. Fancy banners.
Oh, that's what I've been doing the whole time. Yeah, that's my side hustle. Yeah,
those crayons out.
Oh Jesus!
What the fuck are you on about?
He's calling back to when Karl said something about looking for a banner.
Yeah, this is.
I'm half asleep, and even I remembered that.
Bremner's here. Look, very good point. Stewie D is going to be on grass.
We won't see Stewie D for a long time, and I don't think he'll be the same player when he comes back, mate. Which is a shame because I fucking love Stuart Dallas.
You disgust me. You disgust me. He's like Terminator.
Yeah. I mean, look at the previous players that have been out and in and out. Look at Bamford. He's gone. He's way over the rainbow bridge.
He's had more than enough chances in returns. You've got to give Dallas at least one shot at coming back before you bite him off.
I pray, but I'm a realist. Matthew.
A cynic.
I understand exactly what you're saying, but I just don't think that Stewie will be the same player when he comes back. I hope to God he is because I love him, but based on
I feel like you've got an bitter in you today, Smarty.
Yeah, you've sat there and
I think I've just got an bitter about life. Life's shit. Leeds are shit.
Do you need to have an official rant?
I think I need a huddle.
Would you like me to find the banner just before we finish up,
No,
Smarty? You sure?
On,
there's one in there.
Sure.
I'm fairly on the ball. There's one in there.
I won't even know where to start.
Ought to know better with Rachel Adedeji.
I think you'll just open floodgates on this episode, chaps. We'll be here till about 10 o'clock. And I've done another thing.
Shit. So Gilly is hopeful for Sunday. Jay, how are you feeling about Sunday?
Do you know, I'm right in the middle with it. I'm not really dreading it or anything, but I'm not massively optimistic. So
you getting
positive Jay gone?
Yeah, he's even changed it down there. Like, look, he's even changed it down there.
I'm a little crushed, you know. I'm hoping that we'll come out and do well. It's just we're so inconsistent. You just don't know what you're going to get, and more often than not, we play shit, don't we? So I'm just hoping that there's some kind of reaction that that they're playing for some pride and saying that they're better than a draw with Cardiff. I hope there's something.
Well, I do as well, and I kind of think with the like Gilly was saying, with the likes of Tyler back, Cooper back, it is kind of important that those two people are in that side to make sure that there is that giving someone shit if there's a bad pass, telling someone, come on, get up, get going, come on. There's, that's what we're missing now on Sunday as well. So it is a big deal that they're going to be back. Even though
I'd just like to see a convincing performance.
Yeah,
I'd like to go away, and again, all the bedwetter army will be out. Oh, well, it's a point at Villa Park. Yeah, that's great. But I want to see a convincing performance when we actually go and play football and play well, rather than shithousing a point or shithousing a win.
Yeah,
I just want
Absolutely.
I want something to say. We're actually doing something, or we're actually going in a specific direction, rather than just goes, well, fuck knows what's happening. But we shithouse a point down at Villa Park, so sound. That's not.
I don't want that. I can understand going to Newcastle and playing for a point. I don't like that philosophy, but I can understand it.
Newcastle are in a position where they've been on the best run of any side at any point in the season so far in the league. So yeah, I can understand that. But equally, it's not just Cooper and Adams' leadership's important to us. But you look at the players that played for us at the weekend, and you look at who's likely to play for us on Friday night. Robles won't start if Melee is available. You look at the back line. Firpo, Struijk, Llorente and Christensen. Struijk's the only one likely to play, and he's not going to play in the same position that he started at the weekend in. He's going to be going back to left back, and you'll see changes made in the middle, and hopefully it won't be Cock, but it probably will. JB and Greenwood won't start in the middle. Yeah, it'll probably be Rocker. It almost certainly will be Adams. Aronson might start. Somerville and Nonto might start. Joffrey won't. So you look there, and there's probably only 3 or 4 players from the weekend that are going to start in that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's a lot.
That's essentially the kind of stronghold of the team that are going to be starting as well. Like if you've got Rocca and Adams at the back in front of the defense, that's your solid kind of unit there. So them being back in, it is very important. Like
I've to be honest, I think I was looking forward to watching Rocca play, and I thought that he was going to be much better than he's been showing so far. I think there's more to come from him, but I think he needs to kick up his arse.
When you did the whole
to be the signing of the season at the start of the season when we did the predictions.
No, I think it was only me who did that. I think you went with Aronson or Roberts.
I went with Aronson.
I don't think
there was a screenshot of the predictions.
I think it was just me that went with Rocca, and I regret it because he's just not in my expectation.
Well, if you give me 30 seconds, I'll have a different spreadsheet open.
Do you think is there any way?
I love a spreadsheet.
I fucking love it. Man loves a spreadsheet. Man loves a spreadsheet.
Gilly's left leg starts shaking when you mention Excel.
It's like when you scratch a dog behind the rear, you know. Do you think is there any way that we could potentially get Adams playing the something similar to the Phillips role in that team, or is it too lightweight in the fact that we rely on him too much?
I've got it open now, so let me just address the elephant in the room. So, the breakout new player, no, because it's just a spreadsheet, but the breakout new player, Smarty was the only one that went for Rocker.
And I went for Sinistera, didn't I?
Yes.
Fuck you, Hasbro.
But me, Carl, and Jay all went Mark Rocker for player of the season.
Nah.
I knew I'd picked him for
So
some.
you know, there's plus and minuses in that. He's not going to be him. It's going to be Tyler Adams.
It'll be Willie or
handshake,
Adams.
Jay. 1-all.
Yeah.
I mean, I you know, Nonto's done really well coming in, especially when we were told he wanted whatever else. But for me, Adams is far and away our player of the season so far. You know, if it would,
that's just another thing for Jesse Marsh, egg on face style, isn't it? He's not ready for Premier League. He's his best player.
I know.
Let's be honest. Does Jesse Marsh really know more than Mancini? Let's be honest. Come
Yeah, Mancini's shit.
Fuck off.
that was a success. That one, Carl.
Piece of piss, that one.
And the dogs farted.
Didn't even qualify for World Cup.
Yeah, well.
Can't win them all, can you, Carl?
I'm
going to give someone else a chance.
I know we're going off track a little, but do you think in the summer, Nonto, do you think it's going to be like on Football Manager when you get that little wanted thing on your player and you put the mouse cursor over and it says PSG, Real Madrid, Dortmund, Bayern Munich, Barcelona? Do you think we're going to be feeling?
Maybe I can follow in the footsteps of Calvin and go and warm someone's bench for him.
Apparently, it was set to make his first start of the season tonight, wasn't he?
Was he?
Really?
Calvin, did you see the
yeah,
bet that I had?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Oh no!
I mean, it were only a friendly charity bet, £50 to charity of choice or whatever. But it was somebody on Twitter that was, oh no, he's coming in. He's going to be one of their mainstays this season. He's going to play 40, 45 games. So we went below that. I went, he won't play 20, but we'll go 35. Oh no, definitely he'll play 35 times this season.
Yeah.
I think he's had one qualified. He said we didn't even say appearances. He said that he was going to have influence in games. So we said, well, he has to play more than 20 minutes in a game for it to qualify. Then,
yeah, I remember that.
He'd not had one up until a couple of weeks ago.
This is when a team's 20 points clear and bookies pay out early, isn't it? You might as well just concede.
Yeah, it's all done.
Oh Jesus. So look, we're all not hopeful, apart from Gilly. So we'll do predictions. Gilly, do you want to take him down, or will I take him down, or what's the crack, or you?
Auto no better predictions.
Dropped the ball there, didn't I?
You did. It's all right. I've got it. I've got you.
Yeah.
Don't you mind? I'll get him. No problem. But we'll start with you, Carl.
1-1.
Fucking vanilla bastard. You
Vanilla
bastard.
Villa vanilla.
I like it.
Wouldn't that be 3 draws in a row?
That would be 3 draws in a row.
Interesting.
You'd have got good odds on that. Smarty?
You would, yeah.
2-1 Villa.
Wow.
And you're questioning me.
Wow.
Hey, at least I'm giving an honest prediction.
So am I.
I'm not just going to sat there in your beige tracksuit going, oh, no.
You know when you go on these muddy walks, Smarty, is everything just grey? It's just grey and
You feel colourblind to the world now.
lifeless.
Jesse Marsh has stuck some black and white glasses over me. Sorry. Gilly,
Consider yourself chastised.
Can you see what sort of shit I'm wearing?
How's that last nerve?
Jesus Christ.
That one all. I was just having a look back through, so we'll come to you, Jay, but I would just have a look back through for the fans, and I think I found the first one. So, Jay, what do you think?
I've got no idea why.
Who's putting comments 8-0 Villa Marsh out?
I'm going to go 2-0 Leeds. I don't know why. I just get a feeling I go with it. I don't know.
2-0 Leeds.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
I'm the most miserable optimist you'll ever find.
I've done the same goal difference.
Oh man, right.
I've got 3-1.
He's just protecting his predictions
3-1
place. That's all he's doing.
I've done 3-1.
Just genuinely, that's what's
3-1 to Leeds.
I don't know where Jay is getting his prediction.
Oxygen levels lower down at the bottom.
Because Jay didn't watch the last 20 minutes where we were half decent on Sunday. He only watched the first 60 minutes where we were absolute dog shit. So how are you going?
We're playing someone from a frigging Pie and P league, a reserve team from a Pie and P league.
It's a different
and all of a sudden, you got your knob out.
Listen, mate. It's a different day. It's a different game. Different mentality.
Are we halfway through the season yet, lads?
Fuck knows, mate.
No, I don't
Are we halfway through the season yet?
I ain't got a clue.
Yeah, no.
I don't think
I don't think we are. I don't think we are yet.
Aren't we only played
Rodrigo's got 10
16
goals.
games?
Rodrigo's got it.
Yeah,
10
he's
goals
doing
in the
great.
league, yeah.
He's in double figures for the season already.
I bet people never thought they'd be saying, "Thank God we've got him."
No. But
If we
he's
didn't
into
have him.
double figures, and everybody's always said, I mean, maybe not everybody, I'm not quoting all you guys. Everybody said 20 goals is a really, really stretched target for a Premier League striker. And if you get 20 goals a season, then you're doing really well. Well, he's halfway there, and we're not halfway through the season yet. So fair play to him, he's getting the goals.
Can't wait.
Yeah, you can't knock him. Like,
He didn't finish like.
that finish against Spurs where he put it across Lloris was absolutely fantastic. Like, that was a great finish.
There's four players ahead of him in the Premier League, and one of them's banned and injured.
Do you think he's going to get a Spain call-up if he carries on?
Well, he's the top. He's the Spanish top scorer in any of the top 5 leagues in Europe.
That's what I was going to go with next. Yeah.
But will he keep his place, or will he get dropped for this new lad, Rutter?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he'll come in.
Rutter will play behind the body.
I think he'll play within.
I don't know much about him.
Instead. Well, I don't think anyone does
play with his donuts or whatever Americans do, and then put Rutter in. Rutter's bound to be a good player because he's got a fucking dickhead haircut. You know, with he's bound to be good. He's bound.
Yeah. Only a player with a dickhead
It's
haircut.
one of those, isn't it? You know, when you were in the 90s and somebody turned up with white boots and you knew that they were going to be flash and you were going to have to 2-foot them. It's along the same lines, and they were always going to get kicked up in air, but they always loved it because they knew that they were going to put it in top bins.
That lad's wearing sock boots now. Them sock boots. You see someone wearing them, they're going down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's the law.
Yeah.
Got to be.
Carl, did you say that Alison had said 3-1? Because I can't see Alison.
Way
I've
up
got
there.
Schlemmer's ghost.
She did. I wrote it down there. 3-1.
Was that before we started talking about Villa? Because I can't see it anywhere.
Yeah, it's way back there.
Right. Okay.
I'll see if I can find it.
I think she said 3-1.
Well, it doesn't matter if you're confident. I mean, they both said 3-1 anyway. Oh, 3-1 Villa.
Yeah, 3-1 to Villa. Oh, she knows her stuff. Does
that's what she was saying. Like,
we found it.
it should be
There
in there.
you go.
Like,
Found it. I found it. There we go.
And that what first one?
Yeah, that was the first one. I kept an eye on it. She got the hammer score correct. There you go.
Wow.
So
Go on, Alison.
has that put a pin in your bubble there, Gilly?
She's seen it in her tea leaves.
Yeah.
I'll put a pin in my bubble. No, when we go win, fans will be on -5 and I'll be well clear of them. I'm not bothered.
I'm not bothered. I'm above it.
When we go win. I love the positivity.
So has anyone got an
I've got to be positive now. I've just said 3-1.
Yeah. No choice.
Do you know
now,
what?
like.
I've sort of got one. It's not even really Leeds related, but
I'll do it. So.
Ought to know better with Rachel Adedeji.
Can I ask who the fuck Rachel Adedeji is?
Somebody in some pop idol or X Factor.
I was going to say some silly dipstick on bloody X Factor or Pop Idol or whatever that shite is at some point.
Right, okay.
Yes,
all right, go
That's
for it.
That's not music.
The floor is yours.
It's Barca.
Yep.
And how are they allowed to continue operating as a fucking club? Hundreds and hundreds of millions in debt, and they're about to be hit by another £300 million worth of debt, which they've gone to the banks and genuinely begged for them not to call in the debt at the point at which it's due so that they can stay solvent. But they're not solvent. You look at the spend, you look at the wages, the wage bills increased by £35 million. They are in a situation where it's that bad. They're in a situation where it's that bad that if they sell a player for £40 million or 40 million euros, whatever, they can only spend 10 million of what comes in. Yeah, that's fine. It's me that called him, Audrey. That's not an issue, Mandy. We're all right with that. They can only spend 10 million of what's brought in, and 30 million of it has to be set aside because of the legislation within Spanish football. Because they've been fucking around for so fucking long, they know they cannot be trusted, and they can't be trusted to such an extent that their wage bill has increased. So they're now in a position where they're looking to sell Ferran Torres, Fati, and Rafinha all in this window to try to get to a position where they're looking to break even on the amount that they've increased their wage bill by. Just end them. Just lock it up and close the door and throw away the key. Fuck them. They think, and this is the crux of it for me. This is why it really, really gets my goat, because they were the driving force behind the ESL, and I'm not having anybody saying different. It were them and it were Juve for me, but mostly Barca. They think they're so entitled. They're so, in relation to scum fans, believe that their club is actually more important than the sport it plays. And therefore, they think that they'll get bailed out whatever because Barca are too important to football. Fuck it. Yeah. Burn them. Burn them.
Let them hit the wall, man. It's about time one of them massive clubs hit the fucking wall so it's an example to the other ones. Look what happened to us. They even have a phrase in Korea, South Korea, doing a Leeds. So let's fucking have it going where it's doing a Barca for a
How's
change.
that pronounced in Korean, Carl? Go on.
Doing a Leeds.
Yeah, what's that in Korean?
Jesus, lads, come on. You know I'm like fucking
don't do
names,
it.
man. I'm not
Don't do it, no.
No.
We are an international podcast and we do genuinely have people that listen.
Yeah, don't do it.
In Korea. Please don't do that.
Korea. Hold on, I'm going to get a Google Translate and see what I can do.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Multicultural podcast. That's what it's all about. Go on, Carl.
I love this shit.
Here we go.
Please don't get us banned.
If you're Korean...
This is great listening.
If you're South Korean and you're offended by this, please feel free to tweet Carl and let him know.
Yeah, just 41_Casco is where you want to direct your ire.
That's right.
Right, so let's see. What was it? Doing a Leeds.
I can even tap in.
There's absolutely no fucking way.
There's only two fingers being used, though. I can only
There's
feel
absolutely no way of attempting that.
I thought you'd play it rather than try and say it.
Yeah, so
well, no, the idea would be to try and say it, but fuck me, there's no
you're
way.
all right. Moving on.
Hold on, listen.
On a more positive note, Bully B says Jay is quality. He knows.
Did he mean Jay Michaels in the comments?
Absolutely not, but he's all right as well.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to know what it is, go and look at it. It's a load of squiggles and then there's letters underneath. And
it's called language, that, Carl. It's called letters.
I know, yeah. No, they're actually called words. They're words more so than letters.
Well, yeah, the words, but you just called them squiggles, which is brilliant.
You need to start wrapping this up, Carl.
Anyway, thanks for joining us.
We've got
wait, hold on.
We've got a little something for the viewers.
Whoa. I need to announce the CBD winner of the free dinner hashtag. Luke's asked me to say this, and it's a bit of a ramshackle job, is this, if I'm totally honest.
Like always on here.
We're well prepared on here.
Is it you or him that's won it?
I won it. No. This is the other one. So the free dinner on Wednesday was a tweet me your most recent or funniest pic you had, and I
came second.
My last picture I had was a picture of Bamford, but with Weetabixes as his legs.
I was going to send Luke a picture of himself, but I don't think he'd get it.
But today's winner is, I want to see the best pics of your pets. Cutest one I was chosen by my kids, so 2 independent adjudicators, of course. Will receive a voucher to get themselves lunch on us tomorrow morning. Not tomorrow afternoon, sorry. Competition closes at 4 p.m. And the winners, there's first and second place. So the first place was Gareth Armstrong with Nala. And the second place winner was, I am not even bothering attempting that fucking handle, mate. Sorry, but it's I still love Click, and it was Cool Coda in second place. So you need to get in touch with CBD or Luke. Either or. Well done.
On the pod.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Lovely looking pooches you've got there, lovely.
Yeah.
That could be a nice little segue.
There you go. And on that note, thanks very much for joining us. It's been a bit of a laugh, I guess. Gilly's very optimistic about Villa. Good luck with that. See you -5, Gilly. Bye.
You do realise that we've got something else to do yet, don't you?
I hope he does. Because we're doing it as the outro, aren't we? Special outro this time.
But you do worry with Carl, don't you?
Carl's just fucking, I don't know.
Got no idea.
Doing some...
I don't even know where it is.
Of him clicking end podcast.
No, I haven't.
Gilly, take over.
There it is.
Someone take over.
Here we go.
Oh my god!
Christ.
I give up.
I pressed
I
the
give
bear
up.
so much
What are
time.
you-
Referee Scott Duncan playing advantage because Alioski was fouled. This is Saiz. Just go past another. And slot it through. Flag stays down and the ball is in. Matteo Strick. Dream start for Leeds United and Marcelo Bielsa.